Hello everyone. We're going to do a little episode here today, and we're going to take this particular piece of material. In any industry you may be required to square this block up. A block of this type is 6 sides, and we're going to make all the sides square, perpendicular, parallel, and 2 sides, 2 dimension. I'm going to show you how this is done. First thing we're going to need is a milling machine, and a base mill of this type is really nice. 5-edge, looks great. And we're going to use this regular machine vise, and it's imperative that everything is checked out with indicators for face, and make sure we're parallel and square to all the lead screws and ball screws, traverse and long feed, so that what we're doing is not in jeopardy. It will turn out exactly what we want. So, at the moment, this seems to be nice and clean. Everything looks good. Basement looks good. Give it a test. Looks good. We're going to take the block. We're going to need parallel. We're going to need a machinist square. And we'll need our caliper. And if we need to do some adjustments, we have pencil and paper to calculate certain things. And we have the print to get our dimensions. And you're definitely going to need a file. Absolutely, a nice single cut file. So we come over. We're going to come over to the machine. We're going to bring the long feed out a little bit to give us a little clearance. We're going to come in here. We'll place our parallel down. And briefly, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do before I do it. The part is placed in the machine not particularly square. We might look this up to find the best side or the best 2 sides, and we could probably check it with a caliper just to see, and this looks pretty close to start. What we're going to do is, I'll give it to you quick, and this is how this is going to work. We're going to do one side. Face it, not to size. Face it. This side is now going to be our banking surface against the back jaw, the solid jaw. At this point, we're going to make a machine pass across the top. When we do that, we're going to take it out, get rid of all burrs. There will be burrs. You got to make sure there's no burrs. At this point, this first machine side, which is this, is going to be against the back jaw permanently for this operation until the very end. So, we put this against our jaw, no burrs. We're going to place this up here, and we're going to close this. And at this particular point, we're going to turn our machine on, and we're going to make a cut. And we're going to pass through our work. The next operation is to loosen this and remove all burrs. There will be burrs. Remember, this is the side against the vise. We're going to take the part, go 180 degrees around, and this is still the first operation up against the solid jaw. No burrs. We're going to close it, and we also took a measurement at this point with our caliper to get a measurement, and according to the print, this particular dimension is looking for 437. We have to machine off about 30 or 40 thousandths. It's not a problem. So what we'll do is we're going to come back in, and we're going to come back over with our cutter. At this particular point in time, maybe I'll loosen the quill. Bring the quill down, bring it back up a little bit, lock the quill, come off the work just a little bit. We can start it, come back in just a little. Then we can come down to our knee, loosen the knee. Then what we'll do is we'll bring the machine up until she just touches right there. Come off the work. Stop the machine. We're going to come over to here, loosen our friction lock, and set it to 0. and loosen our knee. We had tightened before. Loosen it again. And now I'm going to bring this up. We said we needed about 50 thousandths to bring it to size. I'm going to bring the entire machine up 50 thousandths to this point. Lock the knee. And at this point, we're going to make our pass and come across. At this point, we're going to loosen it. And we know at this point that this side and this side is parallel in 2 dimensions. It's perpendicular to this side. We have our machinist square, and we can actually check it. Looks great. Looks great. And they're parallel. Okay. And the way to tell that is to flip it around 180 and check it again. Looks right on the money. Looks good, right on the money. And we now have 3 sides. The original side up against the back, and these 2 sides are done. 1, 2, and 3. Now we need to stay on the back of the block. We're going to go 90 degrees this time, like so. And at this point, we know that these 2 sides are parallel and perpendicular to the back. What we can do right at this moment is take a machinist square, put it on our parallel, and you have to remember, no burrs. Make sure the machine is mint clean. No burrs, no particles. We're holding this block against the square, against the bottom of the vise, and then we're going to close it. Like so. Now this side we know is perpendicular to the back and to the bottom of the vise, and we want to get this surface. That would be surface number 4. At this point, I might bring the quill up. Can't go up enough, you have to come back down a little. I'm going to come in again at this particular touch off. Come off the work. At this particular time, since this is going to be, this is the machine side number 4, and it's not parallel or perpendicular to anything actually, and we're going to machine this till it's clean. So we have it on, it's square, we're going to come across, clean, at this point we're going to stop our machine and we're going to remove the work. Remove all burrs on this side, and at this point we're going to check number 5 side and see how much we have to remove. It's saying 475, and this length, they're looking for the length of 250, so we got to remove about 100 thousandths or so off of this end. This is square and parallel to the back and the sides. We're going to work this now 180 degrees, place it, and we're going to snug it up. Remember, the back of this part was the original surface. We're just spinning it around it. So now, when we do this side, another 50 thousandths, it'll bring that dimension in, and this will be square and perpendicular to both sides and the back. As so. Then we're going to come back, and like I was telling you before, loosen the knee, come back over, bring it up another 5 thousandths to 50, bring this back up to 50, and for a nice finishing cut we're going to go across nice and easy and slow, and that'll give our 5th side completely done. We're going to remove it. This is the back of the vise now. It's never left. That's the 1st side, and we have these sides parallel and perpendicular to this, and to the back. The only thing we have left to do is the front side over here, the last side of the block, number 6. And what we're going to do is, we're going to take the back of the block, and we're going to put it down, exposing side number 6. Actually, we can go this way, it might be a little bit easier. And it's still going to be okay, because this is the bottom of this block is the initial side. We're going to close this down. All the sides are parallel and perpendicular, but this one. We're going to come over again. This time we needed to measure it, and we know when we measured this we're going to need to remove we got to get to 2 inches. We're at 220. We need to remove about 20 thousandths off the top. This is our number 6 side, the last side. So if we need to do 20 of it, same thing. Come back down with the quill, so you just barely touch. Lock the quill, come off the work, set this thing to 0, and loosen the knee. We're going to come up. We want to take off 20. I'm going to come up 15, and lock the knee. We're going to come across, and our part is going to be done with 5 thousandths left to go. I'm not machining at this moment, but we should be. I'm going to come back over, come back up, loosen the knee, come back up the other 5 thousandths, and feed it nice and slow, come across, and our block should be to size on the very last side. Remember, this was initially the back. We spun it all the way around. All the sides are parallel, perpendicular to the back. And then last but not least, we rotated the back down and finished the 6th side.